going live here on YouTube, working on my live game. Why? Well, another platform that starts with a T, ends with a K, would not let me go live because of age verification. They had to verify how old I was. I guess I don't look old enough or something. So, anyway, I wanted to work on that other platform to do some stuff and do some age verification and all that kind of stuff. But it's not working, so I decided to jump over here and give this a shot for a minute. I'll give it a few minutes to populate. Some people are coming in, and we'll talk about some stuff. Let me say this right off the bat: even though I have on a Chum Bobber shirt, this is not a sponsored video by Chum Bobber. They did send me some stuff, and I talked with them a few years ago, uh, and got some of their Chum Bobbers, played around with them some, and haven't done a whole lot with them, but I'll show you what they are here in a second. I was just going through some stuff here in the shop and going, what can I fiddle with in here to show people some stuff? So, like I said, I need to work on my live game from here for that other platform that ends with a K. And yeah, work on that. So if any of y'all are on that other platform, which I hesitate to say it, I invite you to go follow me there. But stay here too. I'm not leaving YouTube. YouTube's my main platform. YouTube is where I do the majority of my stuff. But I want to expand some stuff. I'm expanding the fishing stuff that I am doing. So I'm going to expand some of the social media stuff. Nate says, never got to watch you live. Nice. You're leaving. No, I'm not leaving, Bobcat. I'm not going anywhere. Everybody else, hello in there. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just... I'm expanding. I'm doing more of the fishing content, more focus on the YouTube channel, and more of the guide business, and diversifying. That's a good way. That's a good way to put it. Diversify. So also diversifying in platforms also. So that'll be another thing. So that's awesome. David, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the lives. It's nice to take questions. Like I said, this is a little bit of an experiment. But I'm going to go over some tackle stuff here in the shop. Try to do this a little different. I'm going to still do some from out on the boat, I think. Those are always fun to do. But it's a good place to ask questions and field questions from people in here, because you can ask something. And generally, I've got something around here to talk about and to show you and explain something to you. So that's why I kind of decided to do this Chum Bobber thing. I'm trying to think if I met them at ICAST to begin with, or if it was the Catfish Conference. I don't remember. It's a neat idea. They come in packages. I'll show you some different sizes. Again, this is not a sponsored video. This is, like I said, they sent me a shirt. And by the way, this shirt, sadly, I don't wear it fishing because it's not long sleeve, but I wear it to cut grass and anytime I do something in the heat. It's actually a very good summer outside shirt. So, shameless plug for them. Like I said, no affiliation with them whatsoever, except they sent me some free stuff to test out. So your videos helped me so much over the past few years. Thanks for what you do. Nate, I appreciate those kind of words, because it keeps me motivated. When you do this a lot, and any of you people that are on YouTube will know this and can attest to it, it's a lonely road. And sometimes you wonder if stuff is working, if it's worth it, all that kind of stuff. So getting that. A bunch of y'all have sent me emails. You know who you are. Don't mention any names here, but there's been some very motivating things that you've sent us some emails, so I appreciate it. I truly do. How to use the BCat bobber for dragon. Not mess with their bobber. Don't know anything about it. I have used the boards, obviously. We'll save that video for another day. I've got a whole tote down here full of BCat boards and yellow birds and all the ones. That would actually be a good live to do one night. That's a very... I should have brought my notepad in here. I can keep some notes on all this stuff. So, hey, D, got a catfish that I need checked on what he is eating now. Hey, D, I got a catfish that need checked on. What is he eating now? I think you're asking what kind of bait are they eating? About everything. They're getting ready to come off the spawn here over the next several weeks. So, get out, go fish. That's a Chum Bobber. That right there is what a Chum Bobber looks like. It opens up, and inside of it, you put whatever your favorite chum is. It could be fish food. It could be, wait. I just thought of something. You can tell I'm ill prepared for this. Dig some stuff out of here. I actually was cleaning up here in the shop. This is why I like doing stuff in the shop. You just don't know what's going to happen. Let's see what we got here. I've got some stuff some people have sent me that I haven't messed with. Here, fishy catfish bait. This is something somebody said. It says, I'm going to read the instructions on the back. Add 8 ounces of water, knead into a dough, making a ball for any size hook. Blah, 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 blah. So this is called the Here Fishy stuff. So there's the name and where you can find them right there, right up in there. And you could use this. You could actually make it into this pack bait type stuff and then stuff it into this bobber, cast it out there. I believe this bobber glows in the dark. Are we going to turn the light out and find out? I swear I didn't plan this. Let's see. Let me get it next to some light. I got like 2 lights in here. Let's see. We can't tell it with that one. Hang on. We're trying stuff. This is bad. Let's see. I'm still here. Hang on. Is it glow in the dark? It does. I can't tell if that's from the light back there or not. Yeah, I guess there is a little bit of glow to it. There we go. All right, let's get some light back. Stand by. Welcome to the freak show. But yeah, that's how this thing works. Now, you could also use Chum Pods. These are the things you probably see me use. They look like Tide Pods, and they're little pods. You could put one of those inside of here, and it would sprinkle and rain down. You could put, that's something else. Catfish Pro makes some bait, some little cubes. You could put one of those in there, and it would drop some scent down. What else have people sent me? I've got some bringing back the old tradition. Do I want to smell this? I don't think so. Natural way of bait. I got that. Somebody sent me. Haven't tried this one. Haven't even opened it up. Give you a good look at it in case you want to check it out. There you go. Like I said, I don't even know what that stuff is, but you could pinch some of it off, wad it up, and dump it down in there. So anyway, that's how that one works. Now, the cool thing is they've got these things in a bunch of different sizes. Here's another one. That's like a big one. What did I do with the first one? I've already lost it. It fell down here. It's very unorganized and unedited. This one got a rattle. This one, no rattle. Rattle, no rattle. Rattle, no rattle. Mexican music with some, what do you call those things? Maracas? Anyway, this one has a rattle. This one is much bigger. It's a shame I haven't tried this yet. Again, opens up, put your stuff into there. It's got little holes, got a little rattle in there. This could actually work on a Santee rig as a drift rig. It's got a little push deal here that pushes down and attaches to your line. Boom, just like that. So that's a bigger version. Let's see what else we got. Pegboard fell. Got stuff down in here. Let's see what we got here. Boom, another one, smaller version of the maraca. Big maraca, little maraca. Any of y'all that have any rhythm could make something here. Somebody is listening to this on AirPods right now, and they are cussing me. I apologize. Anyway, so we got in a little bit. And someone said, let's see if we got any questions here. I'm just going right past the question. Great show. Your shop looks like mine. Yeah, a disaster. We have not been hit by a tornado, by the way. And they've got some little ones. The little one doesn't have the maraca sound to it. But you say they make them in like 3 different sizes. They probably make more. I was just going through the ones that are up here on the wall. Like I said, I should go out and use these things. It's just a lot of times I get this stuff Oh, I got one back here too. I'm going to look at it in a second. Oh. Maraca. No Maraca. Maraca. Big Maraca, little Maraca. Big Maraca, little Maraca. Big Maraca, little Maraca. This is what y'all are taking out. Time from your day to watch this. I appreciate it. Let's get this one down up here. See if this one has a Maraca in it or not. Oh, little bitty ones. No. Maraculous. So these are all, as you can see, we got little ones. We got, give a good spread here, medium ones and big ones. So yeah, they all got different, again, they open up, you can put stuff in them. These would float a bait if you put one of these on a Santee rig. That may be on tomorrow's list of stuff to film. I got to go film tomorrow. I may end up doing that. That's not a bad idea. But yeah, like I said, you could put those different scents in there. I piece my pegboard back together here and see if they work for you. I have used the Chum Pods, which are these things. I've used these in some videos. I know they work. It's basically a fish food. It's got little tiny fish food pellets inside of it. And what you need to do, I'll tell you the trick with this. Stanky dough. That would be, I'm going to smell it. I'm going to smell it. That'll make it into a re-edited short somewhere. Boy, that does stink. Stanky dough is the right name for that. Stankydough.com. If you're looking for dough that is stanky, that's it right there. Stankydough.com. Woo! That's just for real. It lives up to his name. As I put some of this stuff away. But yeah, I haven't tried any of these. I need to. I mean, it's worth giving it a shot to see how they work. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. The one thing you learned about me doing these live things is I get easily distracted and my mind goes all over the place. The Chum Pods. If you use Chum Pods, my suggestion, they work really good catching bluegill. Throw them into an area, let them sit, let the stuff come out. It's hard to catch the fish while it's dissolving. What I do is I let it dissolve, fish come in, they eat it, and then they're like sitting around going, where's some more? And then your bait drops in. It's almost like it's hard to catch them once it starts dropping down. It's like they're so focused on that. Like a lot of fish, they get very focused on one thing and they don't hit anything else. So that's kind of my suggestion on working. That stuff does work. I mean, it's not a gimmick. Is it a cure-all? I mean, I don't know. It definitely helps you catch some fish. Can you catch them without it? Absolutely. Does it step up the game some and maybe make it quicker? Possibly so. So, as with all this stuff that I talk about, and we throw that box away. And, oh, duh, I was trying to figure out if it glowed. G-L-O-W, when it says that on the box, I put a note on there to let me know it glows. So, duh. But, as with all this stuff, none of it's a cure-all. There's a lot of times in fishing, somebody's looking for a kind of fix it, set it and forget it, and that does everything, and it just doesn't exist. So I was watching it fall. I sat there and watched it fall. My peg fell off the wall again. There are things that help. There are things that make your life easier. Why did that stay in there? But I think that'll stay now. Maybe I didn't have it in all the way. They don't necessarily like cure everything. And just, you know, it's not, oh, you got to have this every time. Same thing with gear, rigs, bait, rods. I'm watching it to see if it's going to fall again. I don't think it is. But what was the name of them fishing maracas? Chum Bobber. This is called the Max Bobber. The name, though, is Chum Bobber. Oh, wait. Watch this. Let's see if we can do something high-tech. Okay. There. I'll hold that still. You can shoot the QR code on it real quick, and you might be able to. I guess this will work. This works, doesn't it? If somebody scans the QR code, let me know if this works. This will be my really big jump into some advanced technology there. Chum Bobber. This is the Max Bobber, Mini Bobber, and whatever the other bobber, Rattle Bobber. That's the Morocco one. So they got different versions. Again, this is not a paid deal. This is not an endorsement. I'm not an ambassador. I'm definitely not pro staff. And but it's just a little thing I wanted to talk about to go through the paces. If y'all missed the first part of this, I'm starting to expand the channel, expand it to other platforms too that end with a K. And but I have to be age verified to make sure I'm old enough. I almost find that hilarious. But so yeah, working on some stuff here just to maybe do some stuff in the shop, some time with some rigs, all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Johnny asked a great question. Chicken breast or shrimp? Yes, I'd use one of those two. No, just kidding. Being a little smarty there. Which right now, I'll be honest with you, I'll probably lean more toward chicken. For some reason, I said this in some videos, that the shrimp seems to work pre-spawn really good. And this is where we're at. This may not be true everywhere. Shrimp will catch fish anywhere, anytime. But for here, it seems like that pre-spawn stage, it really, really works good. So, you know, we're in the spawn now. There's some areas that are going to start to come out of it soon, hopefully. Other areas are going to, you know, linger on. But I think when they come out, I think you'll find the chicken works good, because a lot of these fish will be out feeding on some of the flats and stuff. So there you go. So Catfish Bill 66, dude, you've been a channel supporter for 28 months. One of the longest ones running. If you don't know what a channel supporter is, they are the people who hit that little join button on the channel where you can join and, you know, give up half your life savings to keep me on the air, or just give a little bit. Either way, it's much appreciated. The biggest thing they get, we had a bunch of stuff. Well, some of them get a t-shirt when you've been around as long as he has at Christmas time. But most of them just get access to the videos early. Like some of the stuff that I edited and put up today, they're able to watch it. Sometimes a day in advance, sometimes months in advance. A lot of times we'll get up content months out, and the channel supporters get to see it early. So yeah, I appreciate that support. It's very much appreciated, and y'all all get to see the videos eventually. You don't have to join if you don't have the money to do it. Don't worry about it. It's just, that's their little perk for throwing some money out there to help support the channel. It's much appreciated. Like I said, I'm trying to segue this into a lot more content. If you will notice on the channel recently, it has been daily content, either in shorts or in long form, but even the long form, we've had one a day for a while now. So we're trying to do that. Is what it comes down to. And people like Catfish Bill 66 are some that make it possible, as are you guys that watch the channel. Throw in the, whatever that little money thing is they do in here, or just watching the videos and watching the ads and buying stuff on my Dieter Melhorn fishing channel and all that. It's little bitty stuff. Just the fact that you watch is great. If you do the other stuff, awesome. But thank you, Catfish Bill, for doing what you do, and much appreciated. And that explains what that is. That's a hard thing to understand, because people think you have to join to get the videos. You get them eventually anyway, just they get them first. So there you go. Thank you, Hunting Camp. Appreciate the kind words there. Thanks for head on, tail on. Catfish Regulators. Very kind of you for throwing that out there, dude. I appreciate that. That's the kind of stuff there that not everybody can do, and I understand that, and that is perfectly fine and normal. But people like that, Catfish Regulars, that do something like that, it's much appreciated. And yeah, it helps make this whole thing, this little experiment in upping the game and doing this stuff, makes it work. So keeps me motivated to do it. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate the contribution. I'll show you something else here. These things, what the heck are they? I was trying to find something else that I was going to show you. What the heck are they? Hang on, let me look. Okay. Yeah, can't find them right now. We'll have to come back. We'll revisit that one when I can. I'll show you what else I'll find. Let's go through the thing here and see what kind of crap we got laying. At ICAST 2 years ago. By the way, This is a shameless plug for a channel sponsor, boat board. Watch this. This is cool. That's a pair of scissors stuck to the bottom of them. This is not a magic trick. These, if you've watched the channel, you've seen this. I got coolers from these guys. They are a sponsor of the channel. They make a cooler, one of the roto-molded Yeti coolers, and it has these little round discs on it. And the discs are metal. They're the same size as this. This has a magnet in the bottom, okay? That's pretty cool, okay? It's called the Magnapod, and it'll stick to the top of the cooler. And I had this cooler for probably 3 weeks before I finally figured it out. And yeah, it'll literally hold a pair of scissors. One downside is it will, I get one that's not stainless. It'll also pick up your fishing rig. So I found that out. I keep some in a cup holder on the boat. So it also picks up every bit of crap. So you may come home with some hooks. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Magic tricks during the live feed. Look at that. Oh, look at magic. Oh, it's magic. Boom. Isn't that cool? Anyway, I had to show you that. More on that. I've got a cart from them. A bank fishing cart. We shot some bank fishing video this weekend down at the beach. All right, I'll go ahead and let you in on a secret. It's hideous. It was hideous fishing. It's very complicated. It was bad fishing. It wasn't good. But I was bank fishing. So y'all are going to get to see some bank fishing video. You're going to get to see some more boat. They also make a cart, a beach cart, a pier cart, a whatever cart for carrying gear around. I didn't get it in time to go down there, but I'm going to show you that thing at some point. They are a sponsor, so if you want to say I'm biased, then, well, you can say that. But I'm pretty brutally honest about everything on this channel, even if they are sponsors of the channel. This one, not a sponsor. This is where I was getting ready to go. Again, I will get on tangents, folks. This is from Dragon Masters. Master. Dragon Master. Not Masters. Master. Singular, not plural. This is a bunch of different stuff they sell that they had at ICAST a couple years ago. And I've dabbled with it some, filmed some stuff, got sidetracked on something else. And these are actually drifting weights is what these things are. I'm trying to see if I've got some in here that are not in the bag, because I hate to pull them out of the pack because, well, they're big and long. And hang on, stay there. See if they're in here with any of my other stuff. No, I think I got them on the boat because I was messing around with them. Anyway, it's a, we'll open them, what the heck, I can tape it back shut. It's a dragon weight that's really different. Again, these are not sponsors. I'm not being paid to do this. They're probably wondering why it took me so. I actually did a video on it when I got back from ICAST a couple years ago, but not everything makes it into a video when it gets sent in right away. I usually just play around with it, find a use for it, find a place where it fits and works, and there you go. See you, hunt camp. Take care. Dieter, you have ADD, like my wife. Shiny objects distract her. That would be me. That would be me. They make medication for it, I know. But here we go. All right, this is what these things are. These are the actual weight. It is a long, long weight. It's got like a swivel deal on both ends. But see how long it is? I mean, that's a pretty long weight right there. And I know as I get away, you can't hear me as good. But that's got a clip on it. It is a weight. This is their way to, you know, go with something longer. I use, you know, Carolina Lake weights. It's kind of the typical flexible snake weight type thing. And I'm trying to see if I had one laying over here somewhere. I got some somewhere. Stay there. I think all of them are on the boat too. Yeah. I think all my Carolina Lake weights are on the boat because I'm about out Carolina Lake weights. If you're listening, send ones that are dark colors. Y'all know I like dark colors. But yeah, this is a different one. They swear by them. They say the long thingy works. I don't know. The thing that they do make that I think is fascinating, let me get this tied back up so I can put it away neatly and not have a mess here, is they make this thing, I don't know what it's called. It's a whisker something or another. It's this thing, and all of these are on my boat. I've used these and they seem to work. This goes on your line in front of this. So this would go onto your main line in front of this. And basically what this thing does is when it comes like to a crack, it kind of pushes stuff up and above it and helps keep you from getting snagged up. I call it like a little whisker biscuit thing because it looks like the bow and arrow sight that is called a whisker biscuit that has these little bristles that the arrow rests on. But that's another thing from Dragon Masters. Another thing they make are these things. And these are their floats. These are like a EVA foam that goes on your line and is what they use instead of a peg float on a santee rig to actually float and lift the bait up off the bottom. So it's another cool little thing that they make. I'm going to tape this back together and get this back in there. But yeah, they're called Dragon Master. I'm sure, yeah, and it's Dragon Master. DRAGGINMASTER. You see that down there. And they sell the stuff. And he's a catfish fisherman down in Texas, I'm pretty sure. And pretty cool stuff. They make these weedless hooks. I wasn't impressed with the weedless hooks. I don't need a weedless hook. The hooks seem pretty nice. That was them here. Again, they gave me these at iCast. So what I did was, that's it there with the weed guard on it. Gamakatsu also makes one. And I learned this trick from somebody so you can see what the heck I'm looking at. But yeah, it's got a little weed guard on it, just like, you know, some of the bass fishing hooks and stuff. I cut the weed guard off of it. I don't really have a need for a weed guard. So I cut it off. Hooks seem to work. Good circle hook turned in. They're red if you like red, if you think that makes a difference. If you think catfish can see color, that's an argument for a different day. So what else have I got in here that I can show y'all that I haven't talked about in too much detail? Let's see if there's any questions first. Let's see. Do you have to use leader for channel catfish? Dave, as Mr. Gimpy said, it helps. Perfect world. All things being equal. You want to use as light a line as you can get by with. And if that means you're using 15, 17 pound line, say you're fishing for channel catfish, you don't have super big channel catfish, you probably want to go with a slightly heavier leader just to deal with some of the, you know, the little serrated edges on the fins, the bristles in their mouth, anything that your baits may come in contact with on the bottom. So yeah, you can. Can you just tie the bait straight onto, or the hook straight onto the line? Absolutely. It's basically what you call a knocker rig is what that is called, with putting a sinker. Guess what? I'm going to tie one. This is the beautiful thing of being here in the shop, is we can actually rig some of this stuff up. I'll try to show you what you would do there. I've got a video on this. It's called a knocker rig. Let me find the hook. We'll go with one of these Catfish Pro 5/0. And the way this deal would work is you basically take your line, which is, let's just say this monofilament, it's 30 pound monofilament. You're going to put a sinker straight onto the line. Boom. And then you're going to put your hook on. And what I do is I snell my hooks. I use the uni-knot snail simply because you can do what I'm doing. You can tie it directly onto the line, where some of the other snell knots, you can't do that because you have to have the end that goes to the swivel free. So, boom, cinch that down, boom, it's snailed. Cut off the dead end, boom. I'm going to cut off some line here just so I got something to work with. Remember, we put our line onto there. Boom, your sinker's going to come. Got all kinds of stuff. How did I do that? How did that? I think that was already in there to begin with. Anyway, let's cut that boom off of there. So boom, your sinker would go right up to your hook. They call it a knocker rig. And it gets on the bottom. It may be a little bit away from it, whatever, but it's called a knocker rig. They use them offshore fishing, bottom fishing a lot of times. Very quick, very easy. If you've got heavy enough line. This is 30-pound line for channel catfish. Honestly, it's going to work fine as a leader. You're not going to have a channel catfish cut through that with his whiskers. It's one less thing to have to worry about breaking, and it'll work just fine doing that. When you start to get into drifting with santee rigs that are dragging on the bottom, that is what these are. Let's see. Get one of these off, buried in all this stuff. I believe this may be the rig I caught my previous personal best on, my 71, 72 pounder. Look how big that hook is. It's not big. I think it's a 6/0 hook. You start using one of these rigs that's got a weight down here, bouncing on the bottom. The float's floating the bait up, and the bait comes through behind. You're going to get twists there. That is where you're going to have a swivel, a snap swivel, which would normally be on that end, which is not. That's where you would need that. But yeah, long answer to your question. Yes, you can do that. So, boom, boom. I'm just scrolling back through some of the comments. Bite me floats. I guess that, yeah, that is what those are called. The bite me floats from, I'll go ahead and show them the name here as I pull this off and it falls in the floor. Boom. Bite me floats. And they come with rattles. Baby maracas. Little bitty baby maracas. Bite me floats. That's what he was talking about. So yeah, there's some that are still in the pack over here. So yeah, they it's interesting. I want to, like a lot of things, I say I'm going to do something and get sidetracked with stuff. I'd like to put them out and just see how they work on a little long-term test. But y'all know me and testing stuff. I kind of go to extremes in doing that. So there we go. Good question about the leader. That's a legit question. So anyone else in here make content, I'll check you out. Yeah, if y'all have channels, feel free. There's room for everybody in this space. I know some people are like, oh, don't be trying to pimp out your channel on my stuff. Listen, not everybody likes me. Not everybody likes the next person. But there's a lot of people that'll like all of us. So yeah, throw it out there. If you got a channel, let people know what it is. So that's cool. If you're in the content space, good luck. I hope it's going good for you. It is as I've said, it's a long road. It's a long journey. And there's what I was looking for earlier. The Carolina Lake weights. These are the dragon weights that I use. These are the ones I like. I like the dark colors. Call me crazy. I like the dark colors better than light colors. And I don't know why. It's just me. But they make these drifting weights that I've been using. Carolina Lake weights, if you're watching, or if anybody is watching that knows Carolina Lake weights, tell them to send me some more of these. About out. I need some. Let's see what kind of question. It's a marathon, not a sprint for sure. It's very true. And it's up and down. It's a roller coaster. You have good days, you have bad days. You know, I'm the same way as anybody. You'll have stuff that works, and man, you're on top of the world, and then you create something that you really think's good, and nobody watches it. So it's just the nature of the beast. Are those some Zach Royce rods I see there? Yes, right here. I got some Zach Royce rods. Let me get up here. I'll talk to the camera. Sorry, there are some Zach Royce rods, some Catch the Fever rods, a two-piece PC Fun rod that glows in the dark. Let's make it glow. This one illuminates, actually. This one has a battery. I did a video on this. They sent me this thing to try out. I'm not a fan of two-piece rods, but this one has this little battery, and I think I put it in backwards so it would not turn the light on. If it lights up. Is it on? I think it's on. I hope the battery ain't dead. That would be bad. This is bad for demonstration purposes. This is why nobody puts me on pro staff. I break stuff, and then then it doesn't work when I demo. But anyway, this is a two-piece rod they make. It's got these little bitty batteries in it. Maybe I did something wrong. Let's see. Anyway, I'll put it back in there. It glows in the dark. So, but I'm not a fan of two-piece rods. Never have been. I just like the single piece. It's built good. It's got actually some good guides on it and a good long handle, Fuji reel seat on it. So it's built good. But yeah, the answer to your question, that is correct. And who can guess what those rods are? Right there in the corner. There's some down there too. There's actually rods buried all across that background. What do you use for a soft plastic crayfish? Try to see if I got any soft plastic stuff. I don't know where that stuff's buried at, is what it comes down to. I got a feeling some of that stuff, some of that shrimpy looking stuff is actually out, still probably in the truck from the trip down to the coast this weekend. So, out of all your reels, the Abu Garcia PC Fun Catfish Pro Ancient Mariner, what do you feel cast the best? Here's what's funny. When they're brand new, they all cast really, really good. It's almost like some of them start getting worse, and I guess it must be the grease that is in them and stuff must be settling up in them. They all cast really, really good in the beginning. I don't know if there's one that I can say, holy cow, that one casts better than any other. You know, I had that one. Let's see if it's over here. I don't have it in here. It's in there on, it's somewhere. Maybe it's up here. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Spinning reels. Let's pull this out. This one. This is the Abu Garcia. I'm going to say it right. 6500 CS Chrome Rocket. This one had been tuned by a company that is now out of business. It cast really, really good when I first got it. Still does. But again, that's a $400 reel. So it's supposed to cast good. This one, which I can't show you the side plates on, was an experimental one that I tested for a Asian manufacturing company. And it cast really, really good. But I don't know how, you know, again, here's another one that casts good. Back when I started using these right when my channel started, and that was one of these Lus. They did good. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that there's any of them that I sit here and say, oh, that one was the best. So, new stuff works really, really good. All my stuff casts pretty good. I keep it halfway clean. Listen, I am not the guy that cleans my stuff after every trip. Listen to some of my reels when I cast. You will get some in there that are singing, and that's just the way I am. I'm tough on gear. I am not meticulous with it. I need stuff that works. That's why when you see a PC Fun, a Catfish Pro, an Ancient Mariner that's been on my boat since my channel started 7 years ago, you know it's going to work. So there you go. Do you prefer level wind or no level wind? So let me explain what that is to people that don't know what that word means. I think I've got one in here. I should let this box out. Let's see if, oh, yep, I got one in here. It's not level wind. Okay. A level wind is this little, see this little thing that goes across over here? It just puts your line onto the reel. Nice and level across the spool. This one is not a level wind. This is an Abu Garcia Big Game 9000. I believe it's called the BG 9000. It's basically a giant version of that. This one is not a level wind. This is one that is used in saltwater fishing, and you have to run your front finger or your thumb back and forth depending on what your comfort level is. I prefer level winds. Here's another one. No, that one is, I think this is the only outside of my big saltwater reel. The only one, stay there. Yeah. That's the only one that is a non-level one. I like level ones. It's just easy. You don't have to think. The one thing where it comes in is when you get into really bigger fish, and you're not getting into this in freshwater with catfish, is dealing with something sucking a lot of line over there, off of there, and it heating up the reel, heating up the level line, or something possibly going wrong with the level line because it becomes overheated, or it gets stuck over to one side because your pawl goes out, and then you lose a big fish. So I just prefer level line, especially for my type of fishing, especially being a guide. I am a charter captain, for those that don't know. I'm a Coast Guard licensed charter captain, and I get people on the boat of all different abilities, and having that level line is a smart way to go. So, catfish regulators. I've caught fish on your pinky reel and rod. Yes, the infamous pinky. That's I should, like, people would pay to take pictures with that reel if they had it. Just sort of come on an 800 rod, flex rods to try out. You ever never used them, seen them, heard good stuff about them, heard people say that they like them, and I think it's like a lot of the catfish rods. There's a lot of different rods out there. So catfish regulars, appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you. Some are good, some are slower than others, some are better than others, but we all have a good time regardless of how good the fishing is. So Pinky should have her own YouTube channel. That I would have to agree with. I do have one rod. I haven't fished yet. They gave me this one at Stuff's Falling, the Catfish Conference. I'm going to charge on my phone. My battery's only at 20%. So this is one they gave me to try out at Catfish Conference. Obviously, I hadn't done it yet. It is RCT, River Cat Tackle. I don't have room to really show you the logo on here. It's nice. This is in a fair presentation of it because I'm in a small room here. But boom, aluminum reel seat. Very nice looking grip on it. That stays on. It's kind of a foamy grip. It's the cool thing though, here's the money maker on it. The guides are not inline guides. If you look down through there, those guides wrap around the rod. So, boom. I have not fished this thing yet. It's probably better suited for something with a little more leverage, a little more fight, and we'll be going into more with that one. I need to get a reel on that thing and get it out and go fishing with it. I think that'll be some stuff that you'll enjoy seeing. There you go, Lance. Nailed it. It's a cool rod. What's bad is it's almost too pretty to fish with. It's a really pretty rod. They're all pretty when you get them. That's my problem. They're all pretty when you get them. That one looks really, really pretty though. So I think it looks really good. I'm going to hate to get it dirty and nasty, but there you go. Shark fishing, Bobcat. That's a good idea. I might be doing some of that a little bit later in the year once things start to change around a little bit temperature-wise. So there you go. Was just down there, just filmed a flounder fishing trip that I edited today. So that will be out next couple of days. So boom. But when they need to be, Mike says they only come out when they need to be respooled with line. Listen, I've had some buddies that was their comment. They basically leave them in the boat until they either rust up solid or they get stepped on and broken. So I just try to put them through the paces, and I need something that'll hold up, and most of the time they do, and no real complaints on any of them. So there you go. See who else is in here. Do you like those Zach Royce rods? The ones I like are the lighter action rods. I think some of these were all mediums, and I didn't know until they'd got me those that they made a medium light, and I wish I would have the medium light rods. I just like the medium light. I don't have to cast big heavy weights here where I fish. So I've got that going for me. And we're not fishing in river current. So I feel like I can land. Now, medium light in even our moderate current, you'll get a workout. But when we're out there and it's a time when there's a reluctant bite, or right now and you're catching a lot of channel catfish and smaller blues, the medium light, it's just more fun to fish with. But the medium, I like better. I like the medium action rod. So, and it was nice. I mean, it's I can't really think of anything. It's got good, strong guides on it. It's got a good reel seat. Nothing slipped or twisted on it. And, you know, the color on it is good. I prefer that over a black rod. I like white rods. I do kind of lean to those just because when you do fish at night. But the medium gray on it, it's a nice paint job on it. And if you get one, you'll be happy with it. So I've had was on your white perch rod, 13-pound flathead on super light tackle, better than the two back-to-back 20s earlier on my trip. Great trip with you. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, if you get into any kind of catfish on any of the perch rods that I have out on the trip, it's usually, it honestly, if I could just fish with that stuff, the medium light tackle, it would be a lot of fun, and maybe go with heavier leaders. But again, it depends on the level of angler that you've got on the boat as to whether or not they can handle the fight and the fish and the drag and not getting in a hurry with it. Because when you're fishing the lighter tackle, lighter line, lighter leaders, you've got to fight and play the fish, and you can't horse it to the surface even when you're on a boat. Once you get into that straight up and down fight, it's basically, as I say, fooling it to the top. You got to fool them into getting within that range, and it's tough. It's tough. So, sea fishing. What's your PB catfish? That's in a video in December. I got it just last December. It was 82 pounds. And it was rare, right place, right time. Just happened to go fishing on Thanksgiving morning before we did the family stuff that afternoon. And there's a video out about it that's on the channel here that you can go watch and see that fish. I was actually taping a podcast, and in the background of the pod, I actually was wearing a camera around my neck, and I think you can see the planer board taking off in that deal. And it was it was a good fish. It's I'd love to say it was some superior fishing knowledge or something, but it was a combination of bad circumstances that led me to fish where I was at. And the other interesting thing was I was fishing for a big fish. The plan was to catch one big fish. Had 4 baits out, very large baits the size of your hand. And then I had 2 small baits out that were maybe as long as your pinky, a little fillet piece. That's what the fish came on. So there you go. There you go. Just goes to show you. Boom. You never know. So bada bing, bada boom. So are any of y'all on the other platform that ends in a K? I'm curious. Just throw a thumbs up or a yes or something like that. Because I'm trying. It's a different format with the way stuff's done over there. And I'm going to try doing some of this stuff over there along with some other stuff. May do a dual feed. I don't know. Don't know how I'm going to do it. But just getting some feedback from you guys. Feel free to message me. Drop something in the comments. All that kind of stuff. Just trying to mix up some of the content and some of the stuff as we try to hit this stuff really hard. So it's much appreciated you watching. I'm probably trying to do some of this stuff in the shop. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to save this for a different video. But I'm going to show you the top. No. All right. So I can't show you that one. You'll figure it out. I've got 3 reels from this company. Okay, 3 reels from them. They are spinning reels, and one is outrageously expensive, one is very affordable, and one is in the middle. And we're going to do a test to see if you can tell which one is which by either the way it spins, ergonomics, or anything else. So yeah, I'll let y'all know. I want to do the video. I want to do the video with some people testing out. I may go down to one of the boat ramps and catch some bass fishermen and just let them figure out which one is which. So there you go. Jake Velique. Did I say that right? Velique. That's got to be French. It's got to be French. Anyway, what's your biggest fish this year? The biggest one on the boat, because I've been most of the fish, probably 90% of the fish caught on the boat this year, have been caught by guide trip clients, and that was a 48-pound flathead. During the time of the year, we weren't supposed to catch 48-pound flatheads in the winter, so that's the biggest one. I don't even know what I've caught this year. I hadn't kept up with it totally, so yeah, hadn't kept up totally with it. Salty Souls is in the house. Randy's in here. Randy Random. I love that name. It sounds, Randy Random sounds like a 1980s rock singer or something. Randy Random. Anyway, best bait to use in a chum bobber. I would be using the Chum Pods or some kind of fish food or just anything that will dissolve. That's not liquid. Basically, I'd put something in there. If you're fishing for bluegill and that kind of stuff, I'd probably use something like the Chum Pods. I'd put one of those Chum Pods in there. And I think Chum Pods are now sold on the Catfish Pro website. Go check that out. I thought I seen them on there. The guy who made Chum Pods, I met him several years ago, probably the first catfish conference I went to. And I think he's like a biologist slash game warden slash I started doing that, and he's doing that full time now. So yeah, there's some research and some science into it and what they're doing. So what is catfish favorite bait this year? Listen, catfish are going to eat what catfish always eat. It's going to be something in the protein chain. You know, the cut baits are always hard to beat. The chicken's hard to beat if you got fish that eat mussels in your area. So there is no secret. That's the biggest thing I tried to drill into people's heads is there is no secret catfish bait. There is no miracle bait. There are baits that work better than others on certain days. There are baits that work better in certain areas compared to others. But there is not a secret out there. You're not going to go, oh, I got gizzard shad, and that's going to be the one that's going to catch all the fish. Trust me, I've had brand new, freshly caught gizzard shad and been fishing and not caught a fish on it all day, and they're hitting, I don't know, chicken or something like that. So it's going to vary. So, you know, don't get too spun out on that kind of stuff. Just, you know, honestly, get out there and fish. Fish two baits. I try not to put out a ton of different baits. I think you almost put too much different scent in the water. I have a theory that fishing two baits relatively close together, or I'm sorry, fish two different baits, and the baits, if you can fish multiple rods like we can, fish those close together. I think if you can fish multiple rods, you got a whole bunch of different stuff out there. Fish start to tune in and they go on with that gizzard shad, and then they start, you know, doing the shark through the water, and they go, oh, there's chicken over here. There's it, and you know they're trying to find that shad. They may swim right past some other fish. I don't know. We try to put human thought to fish, and it's usually not a good idea. So, have you ever tried cooked mussels from the grocery store? Yes, Jeremy, I have. And cooked mussels are probably one of the best baits for catching hybrid bass and stripers on a lot of the impoundments that we have here in the Southeast, believe it or not. Those things work great. They definitely work really, really good on Lake Norman for hybrid bass. So they're an amazing bait, suspended, especially in the wintertime. They work. So that's a good one. Catfish, the thing is, catfish, man, they just get, the reason I think they work and are good and effective with hybrids is it's a suspended bait. It's fished on downlines underneath the boat, and they're not sitting on the bottom where they can get pecked to death. Mussels can get pecked to death, and they're gone in no time. So here we go. Let's see if there's some other ones in here. Chris Flores put out a secret chicken recipe. I told it to him, and he stole it. It's my secret chicken recipe, and I told him not to tell anybody, but he did. That little rascal. Salty Souls is on Clark's Hill working on Staring unit, always something. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. So, but anyway, I'm going to jump off here for now. This has been fun. I'm going to do more of these and drop some ideas, suggestions in the comments and let me know if you like this stuff. And if there's a time of day you prefer it to. And a lot of times these things do better in the evening. And we'll try to do that. We'll try to do a rig day. We'll tie up some rigs, go over some rig stuff here so that people can kind of see stuff and see how it works. So appreciate y'all checking it out. We'll catch you out on the water.